I'm Emily from Laurastar. I'm going to take you through my demonstration all the way to closing the sale and offer tips and strategies along the way. Laurastar offers various models of systems and lifts. Here are the core models I recommend for demonstration that highlight the biggest differences in features to cover the range and get your consumer to a buying decision. I've got my Smart U, my Lift Extra, and my Lift here. My demo materials are simple. I've got a silk blouse, yardage of quilting fabric, and my demo supplies tucked here. These are going to pack a lot of value for every type of sewist. You'll notice I keep my demonstration brief to grab attention, and I'll follow up with history, features, and questions after I gauge interest. Let's get started. I'm going to start my demonstration by showing off the powerful steam from Laurastar. My steam is twice heated. It's not going to spit or drip on my fabric. It's not going to shrink or distort my quilt blocks. It's not going to burn my hand. It's really important to show the steam right away so we can gauge interest and hopefully get them hooked. The other thing I'm going to do is introduce the lift right away because I have the same powerful steam on my lift option. I can use this with the regular ironing board. I can wheel this right to my long arm and remove wrinkles from my backing as I'm loading the frame. I'm going to bring it back to my full system here because this is the main top of the line, and I want to make sure that they know the difference is that I've got a fan built into the board. As soon as I touch the handle of the iron, that fan is going to activate. It's going to pull the air down or blow the air up, and this can help me in a lot of ways, okay? So just to pause for just a second, I'm introducing the lift option simultaneously as I demonstrate the full top of the line system, and I'm going to be talking about those back and forth throughout the demonstration to emphasize that I get the same results everywhere. But let's check out how powerful the steam is with that silk blouse. As soon as I touch the handle of the iron, we can see that fan activates and it draws the air down. I can change the direction of the fan, and now I've got this cushion of air created. So using that powerful steam, I can hover right over, and I can remove those wrinkles really quickly, okay? So a couple things are happening here with the silk blouse. One, we've identified immediately that the portable lift has the same powerful steam as the full system. And we've seen how that steam works in action to beautifully remove those wrinkles. What we really want to do though is emphasize the full system. And we show them the fan immediately blowing that silk blouse up, okay? This is going to prevent me from making more wrinkles in my garment, as well as other things. That fan gives me even more benefits as well, even with the air blowing up, because imagine if this was packaged quilt batting. I can keep that batting soft and lofty while removing the creases. What if this is a finished quilt top? I'm not going to get that quilt top caught on the edge of my board. I can easily reposition and remove those wrinkles. Even the sleeve on the silk blouse is really easy. That steam is really powerful, and we want to show our customers that right away. And again, I'm establishing that I have the same powerful steam on my portable option as well as my full system, but now they've seen the power of the steam and the fan, and I've pulled that cover back to show them that it exists in the board. This is a great opportunity to mention that Laurastar has a dry microfine steam. Our steam kills 99.9% of germs, bacteria, dust mites, fungi, bed bugs, and even lice. And did you notice how as I was twisting that shirt up to make it ready for the next customer, I have just enough time to slide in that tip during my demonstration. In just a brief amount of time, we can hook our audience with that silk blouse, but what they really want to see is quilt stuff. So I'm going to move on to my quilting yardage. I used to get my whole gallon of best press, soak one layer of fabric at a time, and then hopefully remove the wrinkles with my iron. But check this out, because I've got 4 layers of quilting cotton here, and I'm going to change the direction of the fan again by pressing the button on the front of the iron, and it's going to pull the air down. Without using any spray or starch or best press or flatter or any of those other solutions, I can remove wrinkles really quickly, and those are removed all the way throughout. Now again, I can use my portable option, and I can use it with a regular ironing board, and I can get these same results. But the fan built into the board is holding my fabric in place. It's pulling that steam through the layers of fabric, really penetrating to get those wrinkles out, and it cools and dries my fabric. This is typically the part of the demonstration where customers start asking price. They are pretty excited about what we're showing them. I personally don't think we've shown enough value to share pricing yet, so I'm going to share a couple more things with them. In my tool storage, I've got demo samples created to pack in a lot of value for every type of sewist. I've got a sewing sample here with a fusible hexagon. I always keep these samples in my tool storage so they're ready for every demonstration. I make these just as I would if I was showing a sewing machine. Watch how close I can keep my fingers to the iron as I press the seam open. I get a really nice, fast, flat press with the Laurastar steam. Now I can get that same flat press with my portable option and a regular ironing board. But because I have the fan built into my system, a few more things are happening. One, that fan is holding my fabric in place so there's no shifting. Two, it's cooling and drying my seam. My seams are pressed and set all at once. This makes things a lot faster as well because I'm not pressing the other side of my block. What I really love about the fan built into the board though is my comfort. Did you notice where the steam was going? That steam is going through the board away from my fingers so I don't feel that extra heat. That allows me to press the seam open, which normally I might be afraid to do. The comfort I feel with that steam being pulled away from my fingers is really similar to a feature found on my sewing machine. Because when I press the scissor button on my sewing machine, it cuts a thread and lifts the foot for me. That doesn't add any result to my finished product, but it's a comfort feature that I'm not going to give up. Another comfort feature that doesn't impact my results is the nice tall steam cord holder. I've got full range of motion, and I'm never having to think or fuss about my cord. All of my Laurastar irons are about 2.2 pounds. I've got a centrally located handle, which means I'm never putting pressure forward, backward, or down. The weight of the iron does all the work for me. But typically with fusibles, I'm working a little harder. In just a quick moment, that steam seam is totally set. It doesn't matter what kind of fusible I'm using, whether it's embroidery stabilizer, garment interfacing, or anything for making bags, Laurastar Powerful Steam is going to get that fusible set fast. I've kept my demonstration brief, but there's one more highlight that I want to show, because check this out. I do have the ability to control my steam. But let's pretend for a second this is a regular iron. If I'm pressing my binding, unless we hold that iron in place, that fabric is going to pop right back up. But I can spend the same time, I can use my steam from Laurastar, and I get a perfectly crisp crease. I keep my demonstration brief and share the highlights that will appeal to most sewists. Notice I didn't share a lot of features, talk about water, or even share the history of the company yet. After I show the crisp crease and before I share pricing is when I build more value. Laurastar is Swiss engineered and designed, family owned, second generation. We've been making ironing systems for 45 years. All of our products are made in Europe. We're not like other throwaway irons. Laurastar is committed to making the parts to repair and service for at least 10 years. Now I can confidently share our range of pricing. With this demo, it's fairly easy to get customers excited about Laurastar. Laurastar is a luxury product and may not be for everyone. We may lose some of our audience, and that's okay. They've seen the highlights and know the product isn't just for garments. We may see them again after they use it in the class or hear about it from a friend. The next steps will help you close more sales for the ones that are interested in hearing more. I always demonstrate on the top of the line to provide a much more exciting demo. I repeatedly reference the lift throughout, assuring I'll get the same results. Ultimately, I bring it back to the board and emphasize comfort and efficiency. Oftentimes, customers will ask the difference in the lift models, and here's our opportunity to talk features. The lift steam cart is a top-selling accessory, and I always show it. If space is a concern for your customer, it may still appear too big. The lift is nearby, so I can easily bring it over and compare the features. I'm going to leave the lift extra in the cart and talk about the top-of-the-line features with my Smart U, because the features are parallel. There are 4 features that make the lift and lift extra different. Our top of the line has a fully aluminum 3D sole plate. I get a full curtain of steam and remove wrinkles quickly. On the lift, I have the same great steam, but you're going to notice I've got a flat sole plate here. Essentially, I've got holes here in the plate, which are going to give me trails of steam instead of that full curtain. I usually equate these to a rake versus a plow. I still get the job done. This one just works faster. Another feature I have on my top of the line is our pulse steam. If I want to give my thumb a workout, I can create this pulse. And that's all that's ever going to happen on my original lift. But I can engage the pulse steam on my top of the line. And now when I keep my thumb engaged, it's going to allow me to keep my thumb pressed and give me an intermittent burst of steam. This is a great efficient feature that reduces how much water I use and how much steam I create. On our top of the line irons, I have what's called one ideal temperature. The whole reason I get the results I do from Laurastar is because I have the driest, finest steam possible. If I was going to reduce the temperature of my iron, I don't guarantee my steam stays as fine or dry. I'm not worried about that because every single one of our irons comes with my Teflon nonstick protective sole plate. This is going to keep my steam fine and dry, but lower the plate temperature by 100 degrees. This is even fun when I use it for vinyl projects. On the top of the line, we've got that 3D sole plate, we have the ideal temperature and the pulse steam, but the fourth difference that I don't have on my original lift is my clamp-on steam cord holder that's pretty similar to this one. It's going to come with all of our top of the line Lift Extra portable generators. We've just gone through 4 main features that separate the lift to the Lift Extra that also are found on my top of the line Smart U. We've given the customer a lot more information to help them make a buying decision. What I've also done is never left my full system. So if that customer was debating between a portable option, we haven't ruled out the system yet. This is a great way for me to highlight the range of products that Laurastar offers and help get customers to a buying decision faster. They're usually going to buy what we show them anyway. Take your favorite things about Laurastar and cater your demo to each customer. Knowing the 4 key features that differentiate the Lift and Lift Extra can take you a long way. I always say you don't have to be an expert to get customers excited about Laurastar. Stick around for more bonus material to showcase additional techniques.